Hello again, everybody. This is Dave from Box News and Exclusive Collectibles, back for another box break. Today we're going to be opening a mostly full box of 1991 Score Baseball trading cards, and this set features a lot of great inserts, players, Hall of Fame cards, and yes, they were mass produced like most of the cards in the 90s, but you can still find some good gems out of this box, this series, and you can find, potentially good, you know, good cards to grade, and the centering is the biggest issue out of these. So we're gonna open this up, see what kind of cards we get, and hope you enjoy. All right, we're about to open our first pack. 1991 Score Series 1 baseball cards. Obviously, nice little plastic, as typical from a Score from the late 80s to early 90s. And we're going to see the centering, because centering is always an issue. Centering actually looks good right off the bat. So here we go. Tim Layana, Dave Hollins, Hector Villanueva, Carlos Baerga, World Series Trivia. Now, fun fact, there is one of these trivias that's a McDonald's trivia card from different year, but it's certainly worth a lot of money. All right, here we go. First inserts. All-Star cards. Jose Canseco, Cecil Fielder, Sandy Alomar, Julio Franco, Kent Anderson, Jose De Leon, Eric Yielding, Jeff Pico, Luis Salazar, Mark Parent, Scott Sanderson, and finally the first one, Jim Acker. A lot of great Hall of Fame players can be found. Griffey, Will Clark, Nolan Ryan, Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, Griffey, Big Hurt Frank Thomas. We're going to see who we can get. Lee Smith, Mike Jackson, John Kruk, big man on campus, Mike Fielder, World Series. First round draft pick Dan Smith. First round Tom Nevers. Alex Fernandez draft pick. And Rondell White for draft pick. Kevin McReynolds. Mark McGuire. Bob Ojeda. Bob Welch. Mark Davis. Lenny Harris. Dave Schmidt. And Jeff Reardon out of the second. Yeah, these were quite mass produced, but it's still hard to find gem mint 10 cards out of them. That's what makes them so valuable. All right, next up, Paul Molitor, Mike Scott, Chris Bosio, Harold Reynolds, World Series Trivia, Carl Rhodes, Darren Reed, Paul Abbott, Rafael Navoa, Brady Anderson, Darren Dalton, Jeff Ballard, Rob Deere, Charlie Ruff, Steve Balbone, Craig Biggio, Hall of Famer, and Melito Perez. The next one. We haven't even begun to get all the insert cards so far. Danny Darwin, Milt Thompson, Willie Blair, Jeff Blauser, Trivia, Mike Witt, Pat Borders, Eric Plunk, Junior Noboa, Lance Blankenship, Franklin Stubbs, Rafael Ramirez, Eddie Murray, Dennis Boyd, Dave LaPointe, Barry Jones, and Mike Greenwell out of that one. Next up, We got Jeff Blauser, Kevin Tapani, Dave Justice, Rick Parker, trivia card, Mike Benjamin, Ricky Prospect, Phil Plantier, Prospect Jose Offerman, Ozzie Canseco, Rookie Prospect, Jeff Ballard, Rob Deere, Jack Armstrong, Marquise Grissom, Tom Niedenfuhr, Jack Morris, Matt Young, and Randy Velarde. Next up, we got Milt Thompson, Willie Blair, another Jeff Blauser, seems to be popular, Kevin Tapani, World Series Trivia, Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star card, pretty good condition with good centering, Wade Boggs, another Jose Canseco, another Cecil Fielder, Bobby Thigpen, one of the all-time save greats, Dan Plesac, Pete Incaviglia, R.J. Reynolds, Larry Sheets, Craig Lefferts, Hubie Brooks, and Alejandro Pena. Next up, we've got about, I want to say, 30 out of the 36 pack box. We had a few missing out of this one. Doug Jones, John Farrell, Mookie Wilson, Andy Hawkins, tribute card, Jeff McKnight, prospect, Derek May, prospect, Mickey Morandini, rookie, Rosario Rodriguez, Tom Bernansky, Lenny Dykstra, Gerald Clark, Scott Terry, Tim Burke, Mike Pagliarulo, Sean Dunston, and Jeff Treadway out of this one. Alright, moving along. Yeah, these vintage boxes, you know, you can get a lot of great players, you know, but everybody and their brother has these cards, but not everybody has them graded 10. So definitely, you know, as a collector, you want to see, you know, good cards, but it's also kind of rare to get real good ones. Kevin Tapani, Dave Justice, Rick Parker, John Tudor, World Series Trivia, Von Hayes, John Moses, Tom O'Malley, Steve Frey, Tim Cruz, Mackie Sasser, Sid Bream, Dwight Smith, Alan Anderson, Dave Stewart, Kenny Rogers, and finally Rick Aguilera out of this one. Alright, moving on along. Cal Ripken Jr., Bill Landrum, Candy Maldonado, Willie Frazier, trivia card, Pat Combs, Tony Fernandez, Jamie Moyer, Dan Petrie, Kurt Young, Mark Knudson, Gary Reedus, Tom Browning, Sid Fernandez, Howard Johnson, Kirby Puckett, and Pete Smith. Next up, we got Andy Hawkins, Jeffrey Leonard, Todd Burns, Danny Darwin, trivia card, first round, Mike Mussina. That's the one. That's one of the great ones out of this set. Carl Everett, Todd Van Poppel, the Rocket, Roger Clemens All-Star, Luis Rivera, Carlos Martinez, Jeff Russell, Steve Jeltz, Mark Davis, Lenny Harris, Dave Schmidt, and Jeff Reardon out of this one. Alright, clicking away now. We got Lee Guterman, Lance Parrish, Steve Sachs, Alan Trammell, World Series Trivia, Derek May, rookie prospect, Rosario Rodriguez prospect, as well as Dave Pavlas, Mike Bell, Ramon Martinez, Kurt Stillwell, Glenn Wilson, Les Lancaster, Gino Petralli, Doug DeCenzo, Greg Gagne, and Roberto Nelly. Alright. Alright, we got Tim Raines, Tony Phillips, Terry Mulholland, Scott Fletcher, trivia card, Jeremy Burnitz, Mark Lee, prospect, Bill Hasman, prospect, Chuck McElroy, prospect, Stan Belinda, Omar Vizquel, Don Ace, Gerald Perry, Oddibe McDowell, Felix Furman, Charlie Howe, and Steve Balbo. This one. Alright, moving right along. We've got Dave Righetti, Mark Langston, Lee Guterman, Johnny Ray, trivia, Mark Whitten, Kevin Wickander, Rafael Valdez, prospect, Scott Champerino, prospect, Edgar Martinez, Sean Abner, Greg Harris, Ivan Calderon, Deion James, Carlos Quintana, Roy Smith, and Darren Jackson. Always a fan of breaking some of the old stuff. Even though I've seen them before, it's definitely fun getting players you love. Scotty Fletcher, Todd Stottlemyre, Paul Molitor, Mike Scott, trivia card, Rifleman, Sean Donson, another insert card, 1990 highlight, Bobby Thigpen, Rifleman, Ken Caminiti, highlight, Bo Jackson, that's an awesome card to get, Bob Welch, Dave Smith, Mad Dog Greg Maddox, Brian Harper, Jim DeShays, Luis Salazar, Mark Parent, and Scott Sanderson out of this one. Not a bad pack. Alright. So now we've seen a couple more different types of insert cards. We haven't seen the Dream Team inserts yet, but we've seen a couple other ones. Mike Scott, Chris Bosio, Harold Reynolds, Doug Jones, trivia card, Bo Allred, Thomas Howard, prospect, Todd Hundley, prospect, that's not a bad one, Pedro Munoz, prospect, Sean Abner, Greg Harris, another Ivan Calderon, Steve Buechele, John Smoltz, another good one, Mark Gubitska, Gary Templeton, and Bill Swift out of this one. Alright. We got Todd Stottlemyre, Paul Molitor once again, Mike Scott, Chris Bosio, trivia card. Got Mark Dewey, prospect, Don Peters draft, Dan Smith draft, Tom Nevers draft, Gary Wayne, Nelson Lariano, Brian Holman, Randy Johnson, Craig Biggio right behind him, Melito Perez, Tim Burke, and Mike Pagliarulo. Got quite a bit of Hall of Famers already out of these packs. Haven't seen a Nolan Ryan yet, though. Chuck Finley, Cal Ripken Jr., Bill Landrum, Candy Maldonado, Trivia Card, Jim Poole Prospect, Anthony Telford Prospect, David Walsh, Mel Stoudemire Jr. Prospect, Dave Val, John Wedeland, another Edgar Martinez, Sean Abner, Junior Felix, Todd Niedenfuer, Jack Morris, and Matt Young out of this one. Next up, rocking through these packs. Plastic pulls real easy. Bill Spears, Lee Smith, Mike Jackson, John Kruk, Trivia Card, Ken Cabinetti Rifleman, another Bo Jackson. Hey, another Bo Jackson Rifleman. And there's the Nolan Ryan highlight card. So 3 good cards in this one. Jerry Don Gleaton, Mark Portugal, Jack Doherty, Steve Wilson, Dave Magadan, George Bell, Tim Wallach, and Gary Carter out of this one. Alright, I'd say we've got about roughly a dozen of these guys left. Alright, Mike Stanley, Chuck Finley, Cal Ripken Jr., Bill Landrum, Trivia Card, first round draft Lance Dixon, draft Adam Hydzu, another Mike Mussina, awesome card, Carl Everett, Dave Smith, another Maddox, Brian Harper, Robin Ventura, first one we've seen of him, Larry Sheets, Craig Lefferts, Hubie Brooks, and Alejandro Pena. Alright. I still haven't seen any Dream Team inserts. Pretty sure there were some in here and Series 2. John Kruk, Mike Felder, Mike Stanley, Chuck Finley, Trivia Card, Steve Frey, Rance Molinix, Junior Ortiz, Bob Guerin, Todd Zeal, Burt Bivelin, Charlie Hayes, Neil Heaton, Pedro Guerrero, Bruce Hertz, Jeff Brantley, and Mark Carrion. Alright. Dan Pasqua, Todd Benzinger, Dave Martinez, Tracy Jones, Trivia Card, 1990 highlight, Ramon Martinez, Benito Santiago Rifleman, another Sean Dunston, another Bobby Thigpen, highlight card, Robin Ventura, Bobby Bonilla, Keith Miller, Lance McCullers, Dave Stewart, Kenny Rogers, Rick Aguilera, and Mark Grace, first one we've seen of him. Alright. Alright, we've got Randy Milligan, Keith Hernandez, first time we've seen him. Dave Winfield, Greg Myers, Trivia Card, Ramon Martinez, K-Man, Master Blaster Eric Davis, Master Blaster Kevin Mitchell, K-Man David Coney, Bob Welch, Dave Smith, Greg Maddox, Brian Harper, Dave LaPointe, Barry Jones, Mike Greenwell, and finally, out of this one, Alan Anderson. Alright. Got a little more than a handful of these left. See if we can keep getting some more Hall of Famers. Greg Myers, Dan Pasqua, Todd Benzinger, Dave Martinez, Trivia Card, Jimmy Key, Mike Witt, Pat Borders, Eric Plunk, Gerald Clark, Scott Terry, Jeff King, Larry Walker, Rick Aguilera, Another Mark Grace, Dave Magadan, and George Bell out of this one. Alright. Condition of these cards is pretty good. Centering's also surprisingly pretty good on these. Dave Martinez, Tracy Jones, Bill Spears, Lee Smith, trivia card, Terry Shumpert, rookie prospect, Terry Wells prospect, Tim Nairning, Julio Valera, Mike Morgan, Kevin Seitzer, Steve Finley, Steve Lyons, Bill Swift, Eric Davis, Jeff Montgomery, and Lance Johnson. Alright. See if we can get a couple more Bows, a couple more Nolans, a couple more Hall of Famers. Dave Winfield, Greg Meyer, Dan Pasqua, Todd Penzinger, trivia card, Mike Benjamin, Phil Plantier, Jose Offerman prospect, Ozzie Canseco once again prospect, Bobby Thigpen, Dan Plasick, Pete Incaviglia, RJ Reynolds, Jeff Robinson, John Smoltz, Mark Gubzika, and Gary Templeton. Alright, looks to be about 4 packs left. And let's see what we get. Tom Edens, Alan Mills, Tim Drummond, Kent Merker, Trivia K-Man Rob Dibble, Bob Bonilla Master Blaster, Bobby Witt K-Man, Glenn Davis Master Blaster, Mike Harkey, Kevin McReynolds, Mark McGuire, that's a good one, Bob Ojeda, Chris Gwynn, Gary Pettis, Mike Fitzgerald, and finally Dennis Boyd out of this one. Alright, we're on our final countdown. 1991 Score Series 1 baseball card packs. Alright, Todd Benzinger, Dave Martinez, Tracy Jones, Bill Spears, trivia card, Bill Haseman, prospect, Chuck McElroy, prospect, Mark Dewey, Don Peters draft, Frank Tanana, Gary Gaetti, and there's a big one, Barry Bonds, Mike Harkey, Sean Dunston, Jeff Treadway, Kevin Romine, and Eric King out of this one. Alright. We got our final 2. Mike Jackson, John Crook, Mike Felder, Mike Stanley, World Series Trivia, Mark Whitten prospect, Kevin Wickander prospect, Rafael Valdez, and Scott Champerino prospects, Jeff Husen, Kevin Apier, Carlton Fisk, Mickey Tettleton, Dan Glenn, Bill Gullickson, Rob Murphy, and Tom Gordon. And on our final pack, we've got Tracy Jones, Bill Spears, Lee Smith, Mike Jackson, along with the trivia card, Junior Novoa, Von Hayes, John Moses, Tom O'Malley, Jack Armstrong, Marquise Grissom, Don Carmen, Mike Bodiger, Tim Walsh, Gary Carter, George Brett, and finally Jay Booner. So there you have it. This has been a 1991 Series 1 Score baseball box break. Now you have an idea of what kind of inserts come out of these boxes, Hall of Fame cards, and especially the style. It's not the greatest style cards on the block, but you know what? You can potentially get a lot of Hall of Famer cards, and you can hunt for your perfect 10 cards. So hope you enjoyed. Click like and subscribe, and come back for some more videos. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for more videos. Listen and download us on SoundCloud. Visit our site at blocksnews.net and exclusivecollectibles.com for articles, news, collectibles, and help with your website, marketing, and SEO needs. Email us